Well, I'm testing the micro SD cards, and I'm fine. Of course, I'm seeing that I had like see here if you can see if you that's going pretty good, right? Like that. Okay. So I had, well, I have. Let's see here if I can find it. Oh, come on. Where's the other one? There's missing one. Oh, there we go. So I had this, an older one for micro SD. Now you can take the micro SD card here, right? Put it in here. And that's the slimmest one I have, so it's kind of nice when you have, because they tend to put the USBs too close to each other. I had this one and this was from, well, I guess it's a no-name thing and all that. But anyway, then I had this one from Sandisk. Also for, I don't know why they make these cards black. Because they're so small, they're easily, if you drop them or something like that, trying to find a thing like that is kind of not that easy. But anyway, so these two I've tested here in regards to the new 2 terabyte card, and they are very slow. I also moved data from the 1 terabyte to the 2 terabyte card. It took over a day to do. It only did around 5 megabyte. Of course, that was with the crap bar here and all that. I had a stalling on the other thing, which did around 50 megabyte per second. But yeah, anyway, whatever. I should just have tried again, I guess. But it had some IU issues. There's so many issues with these micro SD cards usually, sadly, and I still have the mobile didn't wanna find the 1 terabyte card for, so I guess I need to have some what do you call it, and fix the pointers or something like that on it. This is the 1 terabyte. It's very small, of course, and I don't understand why mobiles didn't just use this format, which is bigger and easier to, it's still very small, and you're just telling me there's no room in the mobile for a card like this. Give me a break. You know, it should be easily PC sorted out, and you would also probably have some more speed, and the small room in regards of heat dispersion and all that. The problem with the micro SD cards is that they heat up very quickly, and when they heat up, they down throttle, so you don't really get the speed that you want anyway. So, I tested the 2 terabyte card with 4 different readers now, and I'm not sure if I can show you the information here. It's going to be a little hard. Come on. There we go. See here if we can open camera. See here. So this is the information. Not sure if you can see the numbers on the screen. But if we take it from the right, we have this one over here. This is a Kingstone. This is actually the best that I have in regards to reading, but it's also the biggest. You can really see how it's broad and all that. But anyway, that's the one over here. Goes up to 177 megabyte in regards to reading, and write 122 or 122. Yeah. So 177 seems to be the maximum of megabyte per second, and 122.22 megabyte per second in regards to write. So write and read, and it pretty much is consistent there, and then you have the two others here that doesn't have so good of the other twos are these, as the Sandisk and the Sandisk here. It's a little hard to see. And the no name, I guess, in regards to this. These are the two, and they do very, very badly compared to the others. a maximum. Well, one of them does 149 in read once, and then 118 in write. So, but still not no, and then it goes down, and the other one goes to, well, it doesn't even go over 100 on any levels. Maximum 90 megabyte in regards to read, and 85 and write. So these two are pretty much for the junk in some sense. These two are just, I should not use them. Of course, that's a huge difference in regards to, I guess, that's the problem, of course, in regards to heating up and all that. How much would it actually, if you tested it against these slower ones, how much difference would you get? I guess you would still get a good amount of difference. But of course, the other ones, even if they heat up, they do. I haven't tried to make a burn-in test in regards of heating it up. I could try to do that. Actually, while we're at it, I could actually just open up. So I had the fourth thing tested over here in regards to this one, and this is the one that goes closer to around 90 on both read and write, pretty much, and it consistent throughout it. So that's actually pretty nice that it's consistent. That's actually not too bad. It's better than the two others for sure. It's better than that one, and it's better than that one for sure. So that's not too bad. 90, but that's the maximum apparently. Of course, it's far from 177 megabyte, and 120. That's still, well, it gets nearly to 89 megabyte at the end here. So I guess it doesn't heat the card up that much either. And I do wonder if of course it's actually a pretty big build, I do wonder if it actually helps cool the credit or the card down, because it's so big a module. So maybe the heat goes into the thing and actually keeps it cool. Might be the case in regards of it. I don't know. But anyway, let's pop that out and. Let's pop that out and let's see here. We need to do the, unplug eject, because if we don't do that, we might get into some heavy issues as it goes, right? So what I'm going to do is a kind of a burn-in test. We're going to take the card here, and actually, this is the 2 terabyte card, so-called 2 terabyte. I don't know if you can see, it's very small as it. So I probably can't see it's 2 terabyte, but it's 2 terabyte, I do have like the box somewhere. Well, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, I guess you just have to trust me if you can't. We're nearly losing it. It's like they're very, very small. Okay, and we'll put that in here. And I've also checked that it's not the bandwidth thing that, you can do to around 300 megabyte or something, to 200, 300 megabyte with this setup in regards to USB 3 or something like that. So there shouldn't be any problem in regards to that, in regards to speed. So that's, there shouldn't be a bottleneck in regards to that. Do we have a problem in regards to reading it? Yeah. I don't know, with these bullshitting things and devices where it just doesn't read it, and then you need to put it in other things, and all of a sudden it just doesn't want to read things. It's just, why? It's like, what is wrong with this technology? There we go. So you need to fix it out in again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and you just give me a break with the rubbish. But that's how it is apparently these days of craziness of technology. Okay, so let's open up the application. Disk benchmark. That's the best benchmark I know, the most sane benchmarks, and it's free. Besides, you need to give them a email, I think. Anyway, let's make a burn-in test, and let's say 64 times. Yeah, let's say 64 times. And let's just start it up. And okay. So we set Qi depth to 64. So that should begin to heat up the thing. But anyway, this down the drain, this down the drain. But sadly, sometimes when it doesn't find the micro SD card, sometimes you can actually just put them over in these, and then it finds it, and it sucks. That is how it is, but it is. I did have some other USB thing with, I think, micro SD card reading. Can't remember if I tested them, but this one does around 100, and it does pretty good. See here if we have. Oh my! I guess I just don't know. No, did it break all of them? Hopefully not. Anyway, something happened at least. Something bad. I think I lost the. Not sure. Anyway, let's see here what we have. We have a no card reader in this. I'm not sure if I thought I had other card readers, but maybe not. Okay, we have some USB-A here. Let's turn this on or off. Some USB-A thing port here. Another. Oh, that's card reader in this one. Okay. Let's see here. This one, no card reader in this. There's another USB-A hub. I think it's called USB. Oh, that's another card reader here, and no card reader in this one. It's always nice with some USB ports, right? Anyway, so we actually have two other USB readers we could test out and all that, but see, I don't think we'll get. As far as I recall, there was some very bad results with them, but we'll see. Okay, the card is still running in regards of its thing. Now it's getting to the higher levels, so it should begin to have issues in regards of, but it's still going strong in regards to the 64 times it's running the test. Apparently it seems to, there we go. We begin to see a lowering of write speed here. Read speed is still the same. Well, we'll see how it goes, But yeah, so then we're of course trying to test on the mobile, because of course the card is going to be on the mobile. So that's probably see if we have any difference in regards to the 1 terabyte card in regards of speed, so-called 1 terabyte card. Anyway, we'll see if we can try this one as well. I also want to try out the other port. Should be the same. If we use one of these, put the 2 terabyte card in, should give the same results. Okay, now it's going down, so the heat is killing the card now. So now it's going down to 58 megabyte per second and 96 megabyte. So let's see if we can turn it around here. So now it's going down, as you can see, but it actually did keep pretty good in regards to the beginning. The same results pretty much, and then it's going down, as you can see. So 58, 59, but this is like a very, the card is probably pretty hot. I'm not going to touch it because that will help disperse the heat away from it. But that's what happens when you have a lot of files, and then they down throttle. So even if they say, oh, we do this and that and all that, it's not really. Where's the package for it actually? Because there's something about doing 250 megabyte. Well, I haven't seen any 250 megabyte, but maybe you need a specific card reader for that or something. Oh, here we go. I found it. Look at this. And as far as I know, that was bigger. Yeah, it doesn't look good in regards of the need to clean some of the things up, but that's how it is. Anyway, it says 250 megabyte and 150. Just a speed up to 250 megabyte in regards of, that's the read, and the write is 150. So yeah, I guess that fits okay in regards of the difference between the read and the write, but I don't get these huge results for sure. The maximum is 177, and the in regards of read, and the maximum is 122 on the write. So that's still not as what they say. But anyway, whatever, So, but I wanted to compare it with the 1 terabyte to see if we have any big difference. And here, by the way, here you go. You can see that it goes down to 58, 59, 37, 30 megabyte. So now it's running 30 megabyte in write and read 64 megabyte. So this is what happens when you heat the card up, and this is the thing that it's running from. See here, right there. Um, see here, right there. That's where it's sitting, right there. So, but it's, if I could actually check in regards to heating, if I had a thermal camera and all that, which I don't, I could have checked the heat, but it would be pretty hot. And that's what happens, and it's disgusting. It wouldn't be that difficult to actually make these cards. They just would need a little more cooling for them. But that's the biggie problem in regards of it, and that's why one of the reasons why I don't understand why they don't just use these. They're bigger in the mobile. You don't lose them as easily as these very very small micro SD cards and all that. But apparently, it's just so hard for mobile factories to fix. Have to have. It shouldn't be that. Come on. It should be easy peasy to have some room for that. But anyway, so as you can see, it goes down, and that's of course that's the problem with micro SD cards. If you move a lot of files, it quickly dips. So if you're just moving a couple of files, that's fine. But if you're moving a lot of files, well then things dips. That's just how it is. Anyway, I guess I could delete the other two that we have in regards to the two other readers and all of that. Doesn't really matter, because they're very, very bad, clearly. It's not something to really... But then again, if... Nah, let's just close that down. Nope. And this one down as well. But we did have the 100... the standard USB hub that I have actually does pretty good, and it's very very consistent in regards of its reading, which is very interesting. It doesn't jump up and down and all that. It's just it was very very consistent in regards of around 89 megabyte and 93 megabyte. Very very consistent. So that was pretty nice to see that we actually have some very very it's didn't seem to have any problems with the heat and all that. But if I make a heat test again, it would probably go down. Let's see here. See if we can get the. I just ruined the setup of things. Okay, there we go. So here you can see now that I made this, you can see like 64 up here. And that makes it, you see the beginning. And by the way, you want to have, pretty good numbers at the lower end, because that if you want to run portable applications, those numbers are the important things in regards to that. I guess it's a lesser issue these days because, you still have, you need to have a specific amount to have it fluently run portable applications. It's much better today than it was in the past, for sure, Like this was the first SSD, HyperX, I think they were called, 64 megabyte and all that. But a good amount of devices today are now quicker than this SSD. But it was wonderful. It's still working, but it's seen its better days for sure. But it was very expensive, but it absolutely did me good. In regards to portable applications and all that. It was a wonder in regards to these things at that time, because you had the U3 USBs and all that. That's in regards to portable applications, but this was an SSD. It was very very speedy, but so that's kind of the thing that I usually would use to test in regards to. But nowadays they're pretty much quicker than this one. A lot of these, even the standard USB and all that. So anyway, but I did test different ones, and this one was the best one in regards to 64 gigabyte. In regards to Verbentime, that would be my choice. I don't know if anyone is better than this, but this was my that was the winner of the ones that I tested. In regards to cheap choices, in regards to portable applications, running portable applications and all that. And again, what is important is the lower end in regards to portable applications. So yeah, um, but anyway, as you can see, it goes up and it goes to a stable thing, and then it breaks down. And why does it break down? Because it gets heated. So you can see a little, it gets a little less here, but it does begin to go down. And the thing is, the heat. If I put this further above, it would. Oh, it just started up right after it actually had run. I actually could have done that, but all the heat is pretty much gone away. But anyway, I'll test the other thing here in regards of putting it to see if we can heat it up from. Actually, should have been quicker in regards of. Well, actually, let's just start it up, make it heat up, and then move it over. Nah. Okay, let's just move it over to the other one. And okay, see some teeth. Okay, let's see here. Right click, eject. There we go. Okay, and fix that in. So, and fix it in here. See if we can make it heat up, or if it actually handles the heat even better. Because even if it's slower, if it handles the heat better, who knows? It actually might. If you have like hours and hours of data to move and all that, if it actually helps in regards of making it run faster, it. But I don't know. Anyway, let's open up another test thing in regards of Atto disk benchmark, the best benchmark that I know of. It's not perfect, but it's still the best that I've found. So 64 times again, and let's run it. So I'll run in the background, or I'll run, yeah. So we'll start that and see what it does. Unable to open hyperlink, and operating system denied access to the specific file. Oh, give me a break with the rubbish of all the. Yeah, we have all these nonsense things, this and that, blah 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 blah. But yeah, let's get some coffee. So now it's running, and it will. Mm, let's get some coffee. So yeah, apparently that seems. Yeah, I didn't really think about a tester in regards of it, and maybe I should have looked into in regards of a reader to find out what is the best reader for this, to see the full potential in regards of it. Because at least I don't see the full potential of 250 read, 150 write. Although I have formatted the card as well, but I didn't really see any when didn't see any. I can't remember which one I actually tested it with, but I have formatted the card to by the mobile. So, and it was nice to see that the mobile is actually fixing 128 kilobyte boxes. So it seems like the Tank 3 team might have listened to me in regards to that. So that's also the lowest format you can do with Windows 7, 128. The other card I have, the 1 terabyte, is fixed to 64. That was the lowest I could do with Windows, which seems to be a fine middle ground. I also tried much lower. I've had an application that could do down to 4 kilobyte cluster boxes, but that made it very, very slow. So in regards to 64, kilobyte was pretty good. Now 128 might be okay as well. I probably won't do much of. I think 120 kilobyte will probably do fine for me. Um, I'm not sure if I will ever use so-called 2 terabytes. Of it anyway. So even if there's a little more loss in regards to 128 kilobyte compared to 64 kilobyte boxes, might be a little more speedy. Not much usually. It's usually not. When you get up to that point, it seems to be pretty good in regards to the speed. In regards to 64 kilobyte, at least on the 1 terabyte that I did in regards of testing. Actually, interesting. It's actually still doing around 93 megabyte and 87 megabyte on the on the other one. Maybe again, maybe the heat is easier to disperse in regards to the big USB hub, because it's a lot bigger than, the USB hub is a lot bigger than this, of course, So maybe the heat is actually dispersing better in regards of it, and thereby actually makes it much better to transfer things and keep it cool. I don't know. Still, it's still haven't broken down. It's still fixing its thing. But it's running 93 megabyte and 87 in regards of write and 93 in regards of read, and it still continues to do it. So it hasn't broken in regards to the heat yet. So maybe that's actually because it's a hub. That's dispersed the heat. But again, usually the biggest problem is in regards to the heat. I'm not sure in regards of these how fast they are and all that. I don't. This one, I have two of them. Now again, they probably also would be able to disperse the heat better. Then it still continues to keep on going. That's actually pretty good. So the card hasn't gotten into any heat issues apparently as it goes. Pretty nice. Okay. So yeah, still ongoing with the consistency. Okay, just a thing to think about in regards of it. In regards to the heat issue. So, but in regards of what the best reader is for these, it for the most part it will be in the mobile. But it is nice that when you move files and this and that you actually get a pretty, I guess the world thing in regards to testing things would actually be real practice in regards of it, moving files over to it and see how long it takes compared to another one and all that. To actually see, because even if it does a huge amount in the beginning, if it heats up and goes down to around 30, 40 megabyte and all that, but you have this one that consistently maybe is around 80 megabyte, so even if you get this big beginning, the other one might actually be better because it's just consistently for an hour or two while it's moving actually might actually do a lot better, do a lot faster. So, but if you're just moving one file quickly and all that, of course, that the extra speed, of course, would be, faster. So, but it's it's a thing. It's just you get a little tired of it, but it is what it is. Let's see how many things do I actually have connected to the. Okay, so let's see. It still continues consistently. So that does pretty good, as you can see here, it does pretty good. The hop does pretty, and you can see it's right there, right there. You can see the little card there, right next to the big one there. You can see the green thing there. The camera is not the best, but you can see it right there, and so it's connected right. Well, I guess you can see right there. Anyway. So you can also fix it to this plastic thing, but I'm not sure if that's actually, if it actually keeps then it away from the heat dispersion or if it's, but as you can see, it actually keeps pretty good in regards of it doesn't level off. It just keeps consistently, at that speed. I could even set it to further depthness to see if it ever breaks. But as it goes, for now, it doesn't seem to puke. It actually does pretty good. And again, if you actually have something that does, right in regards of, let's say 80 megabyte or 86 megabyte, and you have another thing that ends up going down to around 30 megabytes, although the other test that I actually have actually does seem to do better in regards, but then there's some of the other ones for sure. This one might actually still be doing better. I would need to check the results because how low did it actually go? Let's see. We need to the big test when I did the 64. Let's see here. That's 4, 4. 4, see here, 4. That's the 64. Yeah, well, yeah, that now actually did not do good. It actually went down to 29 is the lowest write speed here that it did. And if I put it more in regards of the query depth and all that, it would, so even if you get this higher, write thing and all that, well, if you end up with 30 megabyte instead of the other one, which still is doing great. Yeah, there we go. I think it's finished. Nope, still going. But it hasn't broken. Nope. Wow. So you can kind of see if I put the results up against each other here, you kind of want to see what I'm meaning here, right? Like on this side, you have this on this side, and you can see it does go higher up, but then it pukes, it pukes around here, and then it just goes low, and you can the lowest is 29 megabyte in regards of writing. But on the other hand, you see over here, and you can see like 64 and 64, so both of them were. But on this hand, you can see it never goes down, it continues to do around 87 megabyte per second, So if you see under those two difference, if you're going to move 100 gigabyte or something like that, this one would probably be the fastest over here, even if it doesn't have the maximum speed over here. But this one pukes, this one doesn't. And of course, we could further test it out and all that, but but that actually seems pretty good. But if you're not moving that many files and all that, this one of course would be the fastest. But at some point, this one seems to actually, there's the other one seems to just go on. Apparently, I think it can disperse the heat and all that. Again, I haven't tested these if these are actually, and in regards of if there's a difference between using the big one and the small one, because I do wonder if this could ruin the heat dispersion. Compared to if it's directly connected to the hub, and you have something, whereas this one maybe ruins it. Not sure. Well, we could check it out. Let's try to. Okay, let's just for the fun of it, I guess. That would take a long time. Maybe you should just test the other two and see if you should get rid of those. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay. Okay, eject. We'll check it one by one, I guess. We still haven't tested the 1 terabyte. But anyway, let's take this one out. And this one out here. Let's check this one and see what we get. Should we do the same result thing like the other one? 64, whatever. Yeah, just see how fast it actually is from the beginning, I guess, If it's already bad, then it's. Let's try that. Device not recognized. Some malfunction, whatever. I'll try it again, I guess. Oh, see here. Well, we need to put that out. Let's see, put that in. Installing device driver, Well, interesting. I think this one was probably very, very bad. The other one, this little square thing I have here, I think that was pretty bad in regards of very slow, although it should be USB 3. Anyway, let's see. Device driver software installed. It only says USB 2.0. Should be USB 3 as far as I know. Let's try to put it up and in again. Do. Oh no. Anyway, let's try to put the micro SD card in. I guess I probably have tested these things in the past anyway, but I don't know. Did it open up the... No? Yeah, it's like multiple things that needs to work, right? Oh, there we go. Okay. Um, but if it's not running USB 3.0, then it's probably not going to be that quick. But anyway, let's just make a quick test in regards to quiet depth, in regards to fall. That's the standard thing that you would usually use, or at least I would usually use around fall. Um, but even with fall, you can actually already see the heat issue, um, and of course that's kind of sucks. Wow, that's interesting. That's some pretty good results at the beginning. Wow. Why is that giving so good results in regards to the lower end? Well, if you're going to run some portable applications from it, this one would actually be amazing. I'm not sure why it would be so amazing compared to the others, but if you're doing portable applications on it, this one would be a good one for sure. In regards to the lowest, 512 byte and the 1 kilobyte is doing very, very good, which that's what you want if you're doing portable applications. Let's see in regards to the higher level. Maybe it won't do so good on the higher levels. This is incredible how much difference there is compared to the others in regards to the write and the read. It's like 3.67 megabyte in regards to write, and read 2.82. That's amazing in regards to 512 byte. I don't know, maybe some technology in the reader or something like that. Or maybe it's because it's running 2.0 or something like that. I don't know. We'll see if it goes higher than, you know, maybe it won't actually go so high, but the lower levels are surely very, very nice. Very, very nice. Um, wait a minute. Let's check. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I don't think so. No, like when you see on the other ones, it's like 489 kilobyte and 950 kilobyte, or around 900 read kilobyte and around 485, 87, whatever, something of that nature in regards of it. 400, let's just say 490 and 900, kilobyte. It swings a little back and forward and all that. But this one does 3.67 megabyte in regards to the write, and the 2.82 megabyte is like huge difference in regards to the lower end. But I think it's probably not running USB 3.0, so it's probably not going to get further higher than what it is at the moment. So on the higher levels, it sucks. It sucks very, very much. But I don't know why it should run USB. It should be USB 3 capable, but it doesn't seem so. It seems to. But yeah, if you're running USB 2, apparently the write and the read on the lower end is very high. Which again, if you're running portable applications, that's a win. But it's kind of, so if you have like a USB micro thing and all that, and you might only use it for portable applications, I guess you could maybe put it in a USB 2.0 and actually have the applications run better than, as long as you're not using it as a storage thing, moving things back and forward and all that. Because this only goes up to 70 megabyte. This is what we have. So we have, in the beginning, you would see 3.67 megabyte per second and read 2.82. And as you can see on the other results, they're much lower. And it's the top numbers I'm talking about. You can see they're very low. Now, there should be enough for running portable applications and all that. That you need to get a specific level to run portable applications very nicely. I'm not entirely sure where the smooth spot is, but this one at the very least this was running wonderful over the years. And this is the one I usually go after in regards to, because I know this one has run portable applications very nicely. And most devices today have more than this little guy, it seems. But yeah. But The verbatim gold 64 gigabyte, that was the winner in regards of USB. If you want something that is very small, doesn't cost so much and all that, and you want some portable applications with you like the good old days and all that, that Verbentine was wonderful. Still only 64 gigabyte, but it actually does better than my SSD from of old. This biggie boy, which of course is also bigger, but it's still working. But it was wonderful. It was really, it cost a lot of money at that point, but it was amazing. Used it for a lot of things, also running systems and all that on it as well. Although clearly I found out that some USB things doesn't, I tried to run a system on, but that's apparently I tried to make this like there's a hard drive in it and all that, running a system on it. Apparently this is kind of unstable, so it tends to disconnect from the system. The Sandisk I bought does a lot better, and I guess it's a kind of a replacement for the other one. Okay, this does really, really bad. It's only run around 17 megabyte, and I guess it should be able to do 3.0, but at least in regards to the drivers here, it doesn't do it automatically, at least. So, but whatever the case, it doesn't do very good. But okay, let's check that out here. Maybe actually we should try and okay, we'll try to put it in again, and we'll put it in with a bigger one. But if it's only running 2.0, then it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm not going to see some incredible results in regards to that. Let's try to put that in again. See what it says. Has it already found it? I guess it has. Okay, let's put that in here. There we go. It's just terrible that you can't just get some goody stuff. Kind of need to test things out and figure out which, it's just waste of resources and waste of instead of just having the knowledge in regards to what is the best, you need to buy different things and test them out and find out which is working the best and all that. And some things work with something and something doesn't work with something else, and it's just rubbish. Anyway, we fixed it with the bigger thing here, although it shouldn't really be much of a difference. It just still does very, very good on the low end. Very, very nicely on the low end. Like way beyond what you need in regards to portable applications. So, but you can still do that in regards of 3.0. Still way beyond, as far as I recall, my old result with this little guy here. I think it did like 200 kilobyte by 1, or I can't remember. But anyway, it does very. I wonder if there's a difference between USB 2.0 and 3.0 with this. I don't think there is, but I don't think there was any difference since last time. Anyway, this little USB thing apparently only does 17 megabyte. I don't know why. I could try to test the hard drive, but I think it's only do 2.0 USB. It seems in regards to the driver. So apparently, it doesn't just install. So it does very, very badly in regards of. Let's put this in and see what we get if we can make a test in regards to that. There we go. Oh, okay. That made it fail. Okay. Okay. It apparently lost the micro SD card while it was doing its thing. I know. Okay, that's probably not so good, but so it lost. I guess the energy consumption made it fail in regards to the credit card or the micro SD card. Oh my, I can't even my brain. Oh well. Let's see what we get here. Hmm. That's weird. I would have thought that. Hmm. Well, I guess I used the best, for USB 3 that actually worked. Yeah, this is to the. Huh, this is this here we have an SSD hard drive that at least shouldn't be confined for data and all that. It is doing better now. It's actually 38 megabyte, so it does seem to now 73. But the card reader at the very least didn't do good. Now it's like 73 megabyte. Okay, let's see how far it goes up. It should be was like 200, 300 megabyte or something like that. This SSD with the you know 124, so 193. So I guess the card reader just sucks, in regards to this device. Hmm, seems like it. Yeah, 254 megabyte per second. So it actually does seem to use the USB 3 technology. 272 megabyte. Yeah, 271 megabyte per second in regards to the SSD. So yeah, it's just the card reader apparently that's absolutely sucks, to say the least. But it did lose I can't see the micro SD card at the moment. Yeah, okay. So it's the micro SD card reader. Okay, let's see. Cancel to this. Nope. And I can't drop this out, can I? Nope. Okay, let's just pull that out then. And it's just file manager auto close rubbish. Okay, let's put this one out. And okay, so it's just the card reader as far as I can see that just sucks in this device. See if we can get it to see it again. There we go. There we go. And yes. Let's try to make another test. Oh, now we have this nonsense in regards to cannot open file bench SD. Yeah, but the thing is, where is that file? Where is it putting? Oh, there we go. I think I just need to delete it. I think it was because it was interrupted. Okay, can I delete it? No, can't be allowed to delete it even. Huh. Or why am I not allowed as a user to delete a specific file? Okay, apparently not. Okay, so maybe I need to go over to Windows. Oh, sorry, Linux. Okay, let's put this out. Guess I'll put it over. It's incredible. Gets a little tedious, doesn't it? When you need both Windows and Linux to and sort of things, this and that, to try to sort out things. Anyway, let's put it over in Linux here and see if I can delete the file over there. Because we apparently are not allowed to delete files on. Okay, we have it. See here. There we go with the file. Probably also need to do that with the other one. There we go. Wow, I could actually delete it from Linux. Isn't that just amazing? Okay, let's get that out. Try again. And I guess that actually will solve the other issue I had as well with the other one here. So probably should do the same thing with the 1 terabyte card. I think that's the same problem that I had with that. Anyway, let's open up another. Doesn't have a refresh feature in regards to this application as far as I recall. So you kind of need to reopen a new application. Cannot open file benchmark. Well, you don't need to open a file benchmark. Cannot open file, but there's no file. Just make another one. Like, it's like, what is this rubbish? Cannot open this. No, then don't open it. Well, anyway, I guess I can just, I don't know, make a new folder and just make the test there, I guess. It's just rubbish. It's like satanic nonsense. Madness. You can't open this night now. Well, then, there must be a file someplace that is put on the device to Oh, you can't even make a folder. You need to use a folder is that kind of something where you can't make folders or anything like that? Is this actually locked? I don't know why, but it seems like it has locked the card. So it's kind of can't read or write to it. Apparently it's not, no, you can't do things on it. What's this rubbish, Apparently it seems to have locked the card into a mode where you can't write to it. Guess that's the problem I apparently have now with it. Come on. Come on with this rubbish. I get into a lot of weird things with things these days, That's for sure. Oh, what, by the way, the 1 terabyte. So apparently it wasn't because of the file. I thought it might actually be because of the file, but because of, I guess, the system apparently just locks out. Lots of weird things going on these days in regards of, just keeps on going with the, keeps on giving in regard. Why would it lock the card? Um, yeah, well, apparently it's locked. Eject. Yeah, you do wonder if someone is toying around behind the scenes in regards of having hacked my computer or something like that. So many things have gone totally. But yeah, okay. Apparently, it's can't write or read. Well, you can read it, but you can't write to it. Okay, and that's apparently the problem now. Just incredible. Give me a break with the rubbish. Let's try again. Okay, can I make a folder? No. New folder. Okay, there we go. Finally. Incredible. I guess on these other cards, these bigger cards, you can lock the information so it can't read it. Oh, sorry, so you can't write to it. Oh, it's just my brain is not. Okay, let's try again here and run it. Finally. It's like, I can't believe that all this rubbish that is going on. Maybe it works, maybe not. Maybe it works. Now I put the 1 terabyte card in the crap bar in regards to the Linux system, but it hasn't responded. So taking it out again and putting it into it again. It's like, are you kidding me? Why do I need to do these things to finally responding? It's like, why would you need to do that? It should work the first time. But that's not how it goes these days. Okay, so I'll just see if we can delete that specific file here as well. Nope, there's actually no file. Okay, so maybe it was just the other problem in regards of making it not write to the source, by some weird reason. Not sure why. Okay. Oh, now it's going up to a 15 megabyte. So let's see if it actually goes further up than 15 megabyte in regards of it. 17 megabyte. Was it 17 megabyte that was the maximum? I think it actually was. So yeah, we'll just push that aside, I guess, because that 18 megabyte. Wow. Hmm. We have this last one as well that we can test, but I don't think that is good either. I think that's also probably rubbish. I think it's going to stop at 18 megabyte per second in regards to the other one I'm testing at the moment. Yeah, so that doesn't really, the reader clearly in regards to that USB hub thing clearly sucks. That's on the low end scale of things for sure. And I think this one also will have on the lower scales, although you do have one USB 3.0 point or 3 point whatever. So you have one port, you have two standard USB 2 ports. So there's a chance that maybe the readers are somewhat, you know, can do something. We'll see. Anyway, but we are far from what is written on the document. 250 megabyte and 150 megabyte at the maximum. I don't think I will see that with anything, in regards of it. So, but you do wonder what technology they would be using, what kind of reader they would be using in regards to getting those results. Um, in regards to the Rescue Pro thing that they do as well, it sucks. It's just so disgusting. No idea why they would give the users a crap application like that. Oh, see, you get this application, a license for it. Well, you get the license for it. 2 year subscription of Rescue Pro. If you're going to give the user an application in regards to rescue application, give them something that actually works. Works wonderful. There's some really was like can't remember that specific one I was thinking about. They could have given a license to that at least. At least something that is useful, not this kind of crap. As far as I can recall, they can only restore like pictures and videos or something like that. It's a crap application. I was like, oh, and tried it out. It was absolutely crap. Okay, we are only getting around 18, if it, 18 megabyte per second, a little over 18 megabyte per second. We're going to stop that. We're going to eject it, and that's a very, very, very bad use. If I guess we can use it for other things, right? Or can be used for other things, but at least not in regards of. Okay, let's try this other one here. See if we get better results on this one, or if that's also to the um, installing device driver software. Let's see what we get. But yeah, that was absolutely batty batty. That was terrible. You can still read it, of course. That's not too bad. USB 2.0 hub. Hmm. It's weird why what would say 2.0, but while this one seemed to actually do in regards of USB 3 when you actually got the SSD and all that. But anyway, it should be installed now. So let's put the micro SD card in. Boom. And let's see if it sees it. Waiting. Can we close that down? Cancel. Waiting. Apparently no response. Isn't it just wonderful? Okay, no response. So we'll check it out. Put it in again. Like, what is wrong with technology these days? Okay, still no. Oh, there we go. It's not incredible, right? Okay, so we're running, and all this click satanic nonsense of click. Um, the clicking game of the devil. Unnecessary clickings. The devil loves that. Devil loves wasting our time with absolutely rubbish. Anyway, let's see how it goes in regards of testing this. I think we're still on a low end. It does very good on the low end in regards of write and read like the other one, but probably we won't see anything that is high up. So yeah. Um, so I guess the problem I had yesterday with the 1 terabyte card was that apparently it had locked the card, so you could only read from it, but you couldn't write from it. You guys, you gotta be kidding me with. And maybe it's because of some of the other things where it has apparently activated some kind of. But the micro SD card, of course, shouldn't be able to do that. Only the big cards here, where you can say, well, you shouldn't be able to write on it, only read on it. Um, yeah. Oh, we're actually getting above 18 megabyte. Now we're at 19 megabyte and 20 megabyte. It's going upward. Okay. Well, we'll see what we get. Nowhere. Also, like, why make these black? You know, like I have one white. I think I broke one of them. I shouldn't have done that. I should have broken the black ones instead. I think I was looking into in regards to how they actually was fixed and all that, or I was trying to do something. And I only have one white left. You know, that's just terrible. Like these black, you know, why make everything black? You know, make some colors so you can see things. You know. Okay, we're 20 megabyte. It seems like it's topping at 20 megabytes, you know. It's just so yeah, that was clearly not something we wanna. I guess that was the reason why I put them away, you know. Um so yep. Well, I guess we'll just put them back in the back. Yeah, 20 megabyte, 20 megabyte. Yep, that's let's get those let's say cancel to that. I'm not going to waste more time on that. I think because that's yeah terrible. Eject. That's just way too slow, you know. Well, I guess it's maybe actually faster than what I did when I moved the files from one place to another file and it was like 5 megabyte, you know. That was on the crap bar. I should have yeah, that was terrible. That took a long time. When you're moving like 600 gigabyte, then it takes a long time. But anyway, it did it without fail, so that's at least nice. A lot of things can happen in over a day of time, in regards to things. So you might end up, you know, losing power or something like that. Okay, so what are we going to now do? Oh, we wanted to see if we could actually get it to stall, right? In regards of yeah. So let's try to. That's going to take a long time if we're going to do that. Um, I could also try. Well, let's try this one. It's going to be 256. That's a lot of well wear and tear, I guess. But anyway, okay, that's going to be a lot of time. Let's put that in. Oh, wait a minute. We haven't connected them to. Mm, there we go. Hmm, let's put that in. Okay, I think we have it. Oh, it's nice when things are actually working, you know. Okay, let's give it 256. That's going to take some time. Well, it's like, that's going to take a lot of time, but you know, we'll just let it run and see if it actually goes down. Um, write speed is lower than the USB 2.0. I don't know how that works out and all that. Why that would be, you know, when you go to USB 3.0, why it would lower the write and read speeds, but apparently it seems to be doing that, you know, in regards of yeah. But it does go a lot higher on the other end, of course, you know. Just just weird to because clearly it's capable of actually doing a good amount on the write and read speed on lower files or lower, you know, very small, very small files, you know. So anyway, we're running 256 in regards of depthness, so it's moving a lot of files in regards of things, you know, back and forward. File size 256. I wonder if I actually made that bigger, if that would change anything. Probably not. Not entirely sure. Well, it's just the standard settings pretty much that I usually use. Besides the deepness of it, you know, 256, you know. But yeah, it's going up there. I guess when the files becomes bigger, it begins to move. It begins to go upward in regards to speed. And then of course it usually would, you know, go up to the faster speeds that it's capable of, And then when the heat begins to be a problem, it begins to down throttle. Same thing with CPUs and all that, also down throttles and all that. Usually, in regards to the speedness and all that, like on mobiles and all that, it's not really the problem. Is not in regards to the CPUs and all that, in regards to the speed of them. The problem is that they can't get rid of the heat, so they down throttle. So you don't even get to use the maximum of the CPU. I don't know why the bullshitters, the designers, are doing it like that. So you kind of can only get like a sprint pretty much. Oh, it's so fast and this and that. But then if you actually load it for a longer period of time, you can see, wait, it can't handle it. It just can't handle it. So it's not like the good old days where it just kind of had some sanity. Now you have all these different kinds of ways and technology and saving energy of the processors and whatnot of rubbish. Mm. There's so many things you can tinker toy with. Well, if you're actually allowed to do it, because they lock the devices as well. So if you want to toy around with it, you also need to be able to root. You need to have administrator powers, and they don't like us having administrator powers. The Satanists don't like us to have that. Have to have some freedom. Anyway, it seems like it's actually going a little lower. We'll see. Maybe it's just a fluke. We'll see the next one, but it is getting, now we're up at 4 MB, and but it's just still keeping up there around 86 MB on write and 93 in regards to read. So you will see if it's going, if it continues in regards of its stability. Because again, as if you're doing 600 GB or something like that, if you can actually keep it to having 87 MB of transfer instead of going down to 30 or 40, that's a huge difference. Whether it does the speed in the beginning or not, if the amazing speed, right? Well, if it can't keep the heat down, then and it loses its potential in regards to, because it down throttles, then of course it doesn't really matter. So, but anyway, I guess it's going into the mobile anyway. So in regards to testing on the mobile, of course, will be a thing that really will be the biggie, like pretty much. But that seems to also down throttle. I have one test application that I used last time and going to use again. Um, and it doesn't, after a little while, it goes down. Um, so, but could it actually go further down if I further made the test longer? That's a good question. That would be just to burn it out in some sense and see how far it actually, how low it actually can go if you continue to move files and all that. See here, it's still ongoing in regard. It's still leveled off at around 87, 93 MB. 87 MB write and 93 MB read. So again, in regards to the heat dispersion and all that, it's probably doing pretty good in regards to the heat dispersion. I do wonder if, yeah, and then the question is, if I actually put it in a thing like this, will it be as good to, fix the heat away? Or will it actually break because it can't get rid of the heat? It might have contact to something into it which helps disperse the heat. So it could be interesting to fix it into this and do the same thing over and see what happens. Um, yeah, hopefully it won't lock the card again in regards to this read write and all that. I still have the 1 TB that I haven't further tested, and well, in regards to comparing it to it, kind of would like to do that. Um, so we should do that. Where did I put it? That's a good question. And of course, now it's so small. So Oh, it's still in the machine. It's still in the. Okay, there we go. Still here. Okay, I'll fix that up. There we go. Okay. Um, it still seems to do pretty good. It still seems to keep on going with 89. Oh, sorry, 87 megabyte per second. And I'm running the depthness, the quay or whatever, quiet depthness, 256. So it's still ongoing, and it will, the further down it gets, the longer it will take, and all that. So it's on 16 megabyte at the moment, and it's doing it, I guess, 256 times or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how it does everything and all that, but it takes longer. It does the process multiple times, and it still keeps it's still haven't lowered down. So it's pretty solid in regard to that reader I have in that thing. Clearly. So again, that might be a thing to also think about. How good does it actually heat this? How good does it actually you know because it does, if even if it could do 250 megabyte, as written, it might not be for that long. It might be a little, that's the maximum for a little bit of time. But if it just makes like a huge jump up here and then goes down here, you know, very, very quickly, well, it's what's the point, But if you can just keep it at a stable, um, you know, um, hmm, that's just something to think about. If you're moving 100 gigabytes of files, um, that might be a huge difference in regards of the speed. That's interesting. Anyway, but I don't know if there's any, if there's, this was one that was the best of the three that I had. But again, the heat dispersion doesn't seem to do really good. Um, but it was the best. It is the best that I have. But if you get a bigger device in regards of reading, it's probably also better in regards of keeping the heat down. So it's just something to think about. Uh, but yeah, it is what it is. Still testing and still keeping up in regards of it. Yeah, still, yeah, still keeping a level of it hasn't downtrodden or anything like that. It's doing pretty good. Whereas this one, it downthrottled, and it downthrottled to a very, very, very low end. Oh well, it is what it is, I guess. But it would be interesting to take it and then put it into one of these plastic things and see if it begins to have issues, or if it actually will also do pretty good with that, just to see if there's a difference. But this test will probably take 10 minutes more or something like that, maybe even more. Um, in regards to the last couple of, I can't remember the last one, but it's like it's finished with the 24 megabyte, and I guess it goes up to 64 megabyte. That's what it's set to. So there's still some. It's probably going to take 10 minutes or so, something of that nature, maybe even more. Let's see here what we have here. Yeah, it's pretty much for the trash. Interesting how they. Okay, well, anyway, put that over here. Don't do it. Stop eating. I need to stop eating. I need to get some juice fasting. I have some juice outside and also some fruit and fruit. I need to get on the fruit bag wagon and do some juice fasting. It's like I'm too heavy. I'm way, way too heavy. Need to resist the rubbish. Get on some juice fasting. or water fasting, whatever. I need to stop eating. Lose 50 kilos would be nice. It's incredible. In fact, 50 kilos. That's still where I was like would think that I'm on the heavy end. Can't believe I lost myself on so many levels in regards to this. Okay, 32 megabyte. One of the tests is done and it's still 87 megabyte per second. So still doing pretty good. Keeping it up there. So then, of course, it could be interesting to see the one terabyte. If we see, but I guess we probably won't see that much of a difference, but we'll see. Anyway, it is a time-consuming thing to test things. Of course, whatever the case, however faster or whatnot it is, um, I will be using the bigger card, of course, for the mobile. So, but I think it's a little faster. The question is how much. I wasn't kind of in the beginning. I wasn't kind of like I think there's a difference. We'll see. We've been at it for 1 hour and 60 minutes. So we have 32 megabyte done, and it's still on the same level. 87 megabyte in write and 93 megabyte in read. So again, it's still keeping clearly. It's not down throttling. So on some way level, it is also being used as a heat sink. I can feel like the hop here is heated up, but of course that gives it a more surface area. So I guess it's the micro SD that is dispersing the heat into the hop, because you can feel like the hop in itself is heated. So I I think that's what is happening here. That is just it's taking away the heat from the micro SD card, and it's doing a pretty good job. Again, the question is if I put something like this, will the heat still go through it? Because then you have connections here from this to this. Will that actually still transfer the heat over to it, and keep it like that, like this? That's a good question. If there would be a difference in regards to that. Sadly, you can only have either this kind of card in it or a micro SD card. It's the same technology and all that, but you can only have one of. You can't sadly have two of them in at the same time. So you could actually move from one card to another. I thought that would be possible, but nope, nope, they haven't made it like that. So anyway, so yeah, close down the screen here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we are 32 megabytes. So how many tests is left? Two tests, maybe? That's, of course, going to rip 48 megabyte, and then the last one should be 64, I think. So, but yeah, it's still keeping a very, very steady thing in regards to the test. So yeah, it's doing pretty good. Now, again, it could be interesting, although now, of course, it is kind of, it's clearly heated from being used, right? But if I take it out, move it over to this, and then start it over again, um, and see what happens, it would be interesting to see if it actually would further just continue to go on without any issues. Would be interesting. Well, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know. Going to take some time. Let's get some more coffee. And then no more food. Stop thinking about buying some food. Have some orange, and some apples, and did I eat the apple thing? Guess I did. But like making some juice out of it, and then getting some bloom juice um, to kind of flush things out, I guess. So first, maybe eat an apple more and an orange more, and then make some juice, and then have some couple of hours, maybe put some of this fibrous thing into my body, and that will actually probably be a good idea as well, to clean out the gut and all that, and then just have the bloom juice and keep on going with some juicing, just juice, so I can get my get some kilos down, because this is not, I'm way too fat. This is way too much, couldn't even walk to the place without having issues, because I'm way too heavy. And it's like, I don't need those 50 kilos on my body, So it's an issue I can do something myself in regards of. Many of the other issues I can't, but in regards of being too fat, I can do something about that myself, So just need to have some willpower. Kind of lacking in regards to willpower these days. Yeah, juice fasting. Get on some juice fast. Awesome, no problem in regards to drinking some coffee either, as long as I don't eat anything that I get fat of. Mm. So it's finished with the 48 megabyte test, and it's still going with 87 megabyte per second in regards to write, and 93 megabyte in regards to the read. So doing pretty good in regards to the heat dispersion, and as far as I can feel here, um, the hub itself is getting heated, so it is using the USB A hub as dispersing the heat away from the micro SD card, as far as I can see. So that might be the reasons why it's actually keeping pretty good compared to a little thing like this, which again, if you want to use, maybe something to think about, looking into maybe getting a bigger size device with some other things as well, just to have the idea, just to have some heat dispersion. Although the question, of course, is how is it made inside of the unit, because you still need to kind of have some connection to the things to have the heat dispersion. Um, but yeah, instead of having these small devices which have, you know, nothing in regards to, they could have made like a grilled version of some kind. I'm sure they could do something to kind of take the heat away and make more area surface, in regards to the rail, having some rail things on and all that. But yeah, yeah, a little bigger device with more some metal maybe or something like that, to take away the heat. Oh well, so that's just something to think about, I guess. Can't just think about, oh, it can do a lot of things in the beginning. Yeah, well, again, if it only takes a minute to go from up here to down there to the bottom, what's the point? So yeah. Oh well, it's like these bigger cards have further bigger readings and writings, and again, probably the card is. I wonder how it actually looks inside in regards to these bigger cards. Um, how it actually looks inside of it. Um, that could be interesting. And we have like well, you do have a lot, at least more surface area on these other ones. Um, but yeah, I do wonder how they look. I do have a 4 megabyte card, um, but that's I have this 4 megabyte card here. Um, I guess I could open it up to see how it actually is. It's only 4 gigabyte. Um, and see how that works out, how they have fixed it together. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to use it for something, but But anyway, it is interesting how are the cards actually made. Um, inside. How does it look inside of it? That would be an interesting thing. Hmm. I don't know. Anyway, it's nearly done. We have the last test going, and it actually now has, but that could be something else. That could be in regards to the size of the files or something like that. It has gone from 87 megabyte to 84 megabyte at the moment. Is that because of down throttling? I'm not sure. It could just be you know everything else has pretty much been consistent. So whether this or that or any, it clearly is. I and I guess if I wanted to test if it's actually that, I could just make a test right afterwards, actually, to see if it actually would go down. But I think we'll just put it over in this little guy and then just continue with it, um, and see what happens. We have the last test, running. But again, overall, it seems very, very consistent. So, but maybe you would think that at some point it might, the hub might be getting so hot, so it would be harder for it to disperse the heat from the card. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, did seem to do pretty good, and I don't know how long it was running, but you would have, it's just, yeah, it's pretty good. Mm, being pretty consistent. Anyway, we'll see. I'll put it over to this, and I'll just quickly do it, and then put this one in, and see if it will continue to do that again. Um, yeah, I think we'll do that. Just need to wait for it to be finished. Still waiting. There we go. So, uh, so it's finished, and yeah, another consistent result. So what we're going to do is eject and get that out. Um, is it hot? Yeah, it's I can hold it. It's not actually that bad. Sometimes the cards become so hot, so it's nearly impossible to hold. Okay, I'll put that in. There we go, and we'll quickly we'll open the system tool. Yes, and 256, and boom. There we go. Okay, so we'll see the results here. I'll just show you the results. Here we go. Okay, so these are the results. This is the new one running at the moment. This is 256 times quiet depth, and as you can see, it's it's pretty consistent. We do have a little bump down here. It I'm not sure if that's down throttling. Sometimes you will get a little without, so it might, it's a little, I don't know. You could rerun this again and see if you have any, down throttling and all that. But what I've done, of course, I've just fixed it with, where I put this in the big one instead, and we'll see if that makes it down throttle. So it is kind of, already running again. And but the card wasn't really that hot when I took it out. It was pretty sometimes these micro SD cards are just hot like cooking. They're really really cooking. Um, and it wasn't really that bad. It was pretty good. Far from cooking my fingers and all that. So now it's going to run that second test, and I just want to see if that actually also, if that continues to be consistent as well as this over here. Well, that's pretty nice. um I must say that's pretty nice if that's the case. in regards to the heat and all that, will it actually be able to take the heat from that to over to the device? You still have the metal fixed, but and then the metal goes further. It's not the metal is not when you see the metal inside of these adapters, they're not that but it should still transfer heat, um, and then transfer the heat from the small ones to the bigger ones that would then be connected to that device. So we'll see. Still see the same speeds and all that, so that's not a surprise. But yeah, it's doesn't seem to down throttle. I must say that's very nice. Um, very nice compared to the other one. Yeah. Mm. Oh well. Anyway, it's what it is, and it's running in the background now. And yeah, no down throttling as far as I can see. Nope. Amazing. So yeah, that's not might not be too bad. If I'm moving a lot of files and all that, that's probably the one to use, and not this one, because this one heats up. As far as I recall, it's the writing that heats mostly, and because of reading from the device is less of an issue. As far as I recall, it's the writing that makes the micro SD heat up. So so you would put the device that you're reading to, or sorry, writing to, uh, on the big device that keeps it cool, I guess, and then you would probably use this as the one that you're reading from, and see how that goes. If that would probably be the way to do it. Yeah, I should have known about that, but maybe I'll do some more testing and moving files and this and that. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to, you know, I could I could do the cluster thing down to 64 instead of 128 in regards to the 2 terabyte card. I'm not entirely sure if that's something I really, because am I ever going to use 2 terabytes anyway? And then on the other level, it might be a little more speedier with the 128 clusters. Probably not huge not a huge difference, but yeah, I think it will probably be fine with 128 kilobyte clusters. Um, I'm not entirely sure. It could be interesting to see the difference if you take 1 terabyte of data and then compare it with the 64 kilobyte and 128 kilobyte. How shouldn't really be that much of a difference. Probably only, well, maybe 20 gigabyte or something like that, which is still a good amount, but it's not a. I would probably think that we would probably lose around 50 gigabyte in regards to 1 terabyte, depending on 64 kilobyte and 128 kilobyte. It's just a shot in a I would need to. That's the theory that I can just think up. That you would probably have you know a loss of 50 gigabyte from 1 terabyte. If you do that. And 20 gigabyte less if you have 64 kilobyte. Again, it depends in regards to what kind of files you have on it as well. So if you have a lot of movies and all that, you probably won't lose that much. If you have smaller files and this and that, and a lot of them probably will lose a lot more. Anyway, but again, am I ever going to use 2 terabytes? Hopefully, the speed is a little bigger, than the other one. Anyway, I'm still looking into testing the 1 terabyte compared to the 2 terabyte in regards to the speed. I guess it's not going to be much of a difference probably in regards to this device, the USB hub. It's probably going to be somewhat of the same as we see here, because being maxed out by the hub, or the USB hub, um, which has a card reading thing and all that. It's probably, that's the one that is probably the bottleneck, which might actually be a pretty good bottleneck to have. So it doesn't further engage in heating up the micro SD card to a point where I can't keep it cool. Like, seems to be a pretty good. And I guess actually, if you have, well, I guess this produces heat as well. So I guess that wouldn't actually be helpful in regards of. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, interesting. If you could actually, like, could you actually just put? I wonder if that actually exists. Like in USB A heat, cooling, whatever. Like, let's see here, USB A heat cooler. What is it called? What is it called when you don't have a fan? Um, like, I wonder if that actually exists. Like a little. If you have some places in it that actually is not being used for anything. I wonder if anyone actually have made some kind of heat heat thing. What's it called? Um, hmm, like if you took some USB A that you don't use anymore and all that, and it just have some kind of print which still can be connected to some like this. See here. Uh, so like something of this kind. And you just took it out and you just put them on it. As a heat disperser or something like that. Yeah. It should have some kind of an effect. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe you could also just put some of these on the plastic, but yeah, I'm not sure how much that actually would do in regards to the plastic, in regards to moving the heat and all that. Metal is clearly better. So anyway, like one of these, and then just fix. I don't know. Okay, well, it's still continuing, but it's yeah. So it doesn't seem to down throttle. Seems to be doing, continuing to do pretty good. Without down throttling. Hmm Pretty nice. Apparently. So as far as I can see, that does pretty good. Um, and this 1 terabyte card will probably also just max it out, and it won't really show any difference. I think much of a difference in regards to the speed and all that. But let's try it out. Let's test it out. I guess see what we get and give it another go. Hmm. If I had some heat thing, I could have checked the heat and all that, but I don't have any device like that. Could have been a nice thing and all that. Anyway, I guess it doesn't really matter much. It's just me toying around with seeing if there's any difference. Um, it is what it is. Not going to change testing things. Is not going to change the things. We have like the Gospels, Aaron. What you think? That true origins exposed. Oh, give me a break with the rubbish. Um, Continual nonsense. Oh, a lot of people are tagging who Jesus is. Hmm. Pope Francis in critical condition, Vatican says. The Vatican. Well, that will ruin it for them in regards to the last pope, in regards of the rubbish that they have promoted. Oh, this is the last poop, you know. Oh, really? Oh, well, the last pope. Well, that went down the drain in regards to that. Yeah, it's still very consistent. Apparently it just seems to be doing very very good in regards of the heat dispersion in regards to this reader. So I guess I can't be unsatisfied with that. Again, it doesn't do maximum in regards of it, but it still does a pretty good compared to yeah, it does seems to be doing pretty good. So and this will make it down throttle. Well, all of them, I guess, all of the others are making them down throttle. So I think this will be the fastest way of. But I guess I guess there's no way to actually get a small one that actually keeps it cool. We'll need to have a bigger read device for it to actually cool it down. I think I had some. Let's see here. Um, see here, we have the King. This is the module that I have.
Dream 128 gigabyte.
USB 3.2 from Kingstone. This is the best that I of the three readers besides the USB A hub. That seems to be doing actually very good. This one, yeah. This maybe this is a little bigger actually. Maybe it's kind of the same construction, but maybe this is for the bigger cards. Yeah, I guess this is for the bigger cards. But you can just put the small ones in the bigger cards, and so you probably won't see much of a diff. I'm not sure. Maybe there's some little more surface area for it. Yeah, okay. It seems to be a little bigger, but that's the problem, right? If you're going to put this in a USB A, right? Look at how big it is or how wide it is. If you put this in, you will block USB A ports to the other sides and all that because it's so big. So it's just yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Um, because a lot of USB ports tends to have it on the other angle of where they end up blocking each other. Let's see here, 5 best SD card readers. That's like 6 months ago. And these are a little bigger, so they might, the heat dispersion might be better. Again, it depends in regards to how it's made, right? Like these small ones will take off the heat from it. And they haven't made any grills or anything like that. They could have made it some grills to further get some more surface area, but they don't. Like you have the little card in, and what happens? Well, the card overheats. So even if you have these small card readers, it just overheats. Um, Even if it's oh yeah, it's not that big and all that. Yeah, well, but it will overheat. So. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So, but do we have like some? This is too small. See here, this one. This one seems. Yeah. Well. I don't know. Again, the heat dispersion would be the thing that you would be looking for. Would be nice with some kind of metal case and having it connected to the metal case as well. So the card gets a further surface area for it. Um, Not sure what that is. I guess that's the winner. Maybe that's the Ukraine. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, 4 slots. Looks a little big, for sure. And yeah, a little too big for me. But anyway, let's see here what this one is.
fastest memory card reader. It comes in 8 different versions for every type of memory card. The one I have reads SD cards and CF Express Type B cards and connects via USB. But if you buy the version for Mac that comes with the Thunderbolt connection, you can transfer a full 64GB memory card in about 12 seconds. That's pretty fast. This is the world's fastest.
Yeah, I don't know. We have speed of Sandisk, 400GB extreme micro SD XC. Speed of Sandisk, 400. Oh, okay, that's a 400GB. Okay, and just the extreme card. Oh, that's 1 year ago. Okay, that's probably not going to. Yeah, it's just standard extreme. Okay. It's like, yeah, a big card, a very, it's like a huge card, But I might have a little more surface area to keep it compared to the one I have. It's getting lots of plastic, fantastic, right? Just testing it with this other application. Yeah, I wouldn't be using that. Anyway, I seem to be getting some pretty good results besides that. See, but I'm not going to. That it's I tried that application and I don't like it compared to the other one. It's much more overview, much better overview with the other one. Okay, we're nearly done in regards of the, it's on the last test, and it still continues to be consistent in regards to the heat and all that. 87 megabyte and 93 megabyte. What I would like to do is to take the 1 terabyte card and do the same thing. But we probably will see the same results, I think. In regards to the minimum thing here, I don't think we'll see much of a lesser thing, but it could be interesting to just have a look and see what happens if we do it with a 1 terabyte card. But probably will be somewhat of the same. It's pretty consistent results on both of them, in regards to the both results on the 2 terabyte, so-called 2 terabyte 18, well, 1.863 gigabyte. Oh, sorry, terabyte. 1.863 terabyte. Yeah, it's on the last, last thing and all that. What's that?
This is a high-speed memory card. It's actually what's referred to as a V90 class card, which guarantees that it will maintain a minimum read and write speed. Now, it's fast, but it's not
true. Oh yeah, that was something in regards to the V standard. I'm actually not sure what the V standard is on. Let's see here. We have a V30 on this card. I wonder in regards to the 2 terabyte card if it actually says V60 or V30. The 1 terabyte Extreme Pro has a V30, and I guess I wonder in regards to the other 2 terabyte. Let's see here. Does it have a V30 or V60? That's a good question. No, it says V30, not V60. As far as I recall, that do exist some V60. Wasn't that something like that? So it was like that AGI. Let's see here. If AGI 2 terabyte micro SD card. Let's see here. That was actually also a nicer color, but I couldn't get it in Denmark. And that's actually also V30. Could have been interesting to test the two against each other. He's like read 170 and write 160. And it actually is some nicer color. But yeah, in regards of, and they might actually be more honest in regards of but you have a 2 terabyte AGI card as well, and but it's still V30. I thought that was like a V60, but maybe not. Maybe that was Anyway, So you have the AGI gaming. That's another 2 terabyte. It was, I was looking into it. I would have ordered it if I could, but I couldn't. Of course, I can't pay on the internet anymore. And I couldn't get it in Denmark in another way. So it could have been interesting to test them against each other, I guess. See, Pro Shop. Let's see here. Shop. .dk. Why is it doing that? So okay. And the last test that it did in regards of 86, yeah. So it seems like it was just a fluke in regards to the other test. In regards, it keeps it consistent. It's a lit 86.6. It's pretty close to 87. So it just seems to be sort of a fluke in regards to the 84 megabyte. Anyways, the AGI 2 terabyte micro SD. Let's see here. Oh, come on. See if we find anything. No, they don't have the AGI. That's a Sandisk Extreme Pro USB-C SD card reader. So I guess Sandisk kind of have a thing for their own card thing. They don't really put much information in regards of, they could have put, well, we actually have a card reader in regards to this, if you kind of, nope, nothing in regards to that. I have a Sandisk Switch micro SD card. That's a nice color. Here we have some other colors. Sandisk Nintendo Switch Pokemon Pikachu. At least it's a yellow. I don't like the Pikachu and all that, but at least you have some colors. Why is it so difficult to just make some, like the extreme micro SD card? It's like, it's at least it's not black. I really like that it has like red and yellow. It's easier to find if you drop it. Even the ultra card, have like red and a gray, not in regards of black. Like, and I did like the ATI that had the green thing and all that, but still choosing black and green, although black and green goes good together, but still, it's like, besides being small, like, it's very hard to see black color. Like, this one is yellow. That's very nice. Sandisk, but it's only 256 gigabyte. But that's yellow, at least some coloring on it, So you can actually easily find it, or at least a lot easier. Okay, anyway, here's a white one. That's maybe not so good either. Okay, we are finished with the test. And we got some, well, it's the same results. You can see it pretty much. This was pretty consistent. Let's see here. There we go. And you can see it's just pretty much consistent. Nothing of a variation really. It's just consistent. All that's pretty good. It's so it's not too bad. It keeps on consisting, and this is the, it's put in here. Just wanted to see if it actually, but yeah, it is. You can feel that it's, there's some heat here. And then might be the thing why this one is actually not that hot. You can actually hold it without actually, although it's not. It's already pretty cool. Anyway, what we'll do is take the 1 terabyte card and do the same thing with that. See if. Uh-oh. I actually took it out without actually saying. Uh-oh. Hopefully it didn't break in regards to that. You never know if you forget to tell that you actually took the card out and all that, because couldn't just have it like the good old days, right, where you could just take things out when it's not in use. But yeah, so I wonder. Hopefully, it didn't break anything in regards of it where it needs to go through the. We'll see. Anyway, now we are at the 1 terabyte card, and we'll see. Let's see also in regards to the 2 terabyte. Yeah, we only have V30. You know, we don't have V60 or anything like that. We have V30. So yeah. Anyway, so now it's testing the other card and probably going to get the same result, you know, in regards to
Not
that.
nearly as fast as one of these, which is a CF Express Type B card. Both of these memory cards are used in modern cameras, but CF Express cards.
Yeah, I was looking into these standards that exist today, and just, you know, the ability just to read and write is would be nice, right? Instead of just have it like the good old days with some. But the question is, can you actually take them out without having problems with the system and all that, like the good old days? And again, they're still kind of small, you know, if you want to write something
Are
on
more
them.
commonly
But yeah, okay. But yeah.
used in higher resolution cameras like my Canon R5 or in.
You know, you wouldn't really need to have the high speeds. Maybe you could find some cheaper, lower speeds things and all that, and use them for. But I guess there's so much gigabyte on it anyway. So yeah, I guess it's.
In video
I guess
cameras,
one is you know, it's not like the old days where you could just, you know, physical see things and you could only have so and so much on a disc. Now you can pretty much have everything on
that
one.
record video at really high bit
If you're not going to go very high on things,
rates.
you know.
Having a fast memory card guarantees that you won't have any slowdowns while you're shooting your photos. And it also means you can transfer your photos faster to your computer. Fast memory cards require a fast memory card reader. And this is one of the fastest that you can buy. Now, I talked with ProGrade, who makes those cards and this reader, and they want to hook one of you up with them as well. So make sure you check out the description for all those details.
That?
This is a high-speed memory card. It's actually what's referred to as a V90 class card, which guarantees
you can't. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
E-card. Both of these memory card reader. And this is one of the fastest that you can buy. Now, I talked with ProGrade, who.
So this reader can also read micro SD cards or what? No. Something in regards of it. That's right. ProGrade. CF Express reader with micro SD. I think that was something in regards to that, right? I don't really need it and all that, this and that. So probably not going to be just interested in regards of if it actually has the options. It doesn't seem to have the options in regards of. Now, did they have like CF Express SDUHS? Okay, that must be the. So it has both capacities. Okay, so you can get one that actually has both. It seems. Okay. But I'm not sure in regards to what standard would be a nice thing in regards of having like the zip drive of old. You know, you have the standard 1.44 megabyte disk that was very popular in the old days. And by the way, I guess in regards to the micro SD card, apparently it seems to not do anything. It seems to still have some issues in regards to starting testing. I guess it just don't want to test anything now. You know. Like, what is this rubbish, you know? Why do I get into these issues, you know? Why does it all of a sudden have issues in regards to testing and benchmarking and all that? Apparently, it seems like we're crashing here, you know? Benchmarking progress, it doesn't do anything, apparently. You gotta be kidding me. If it's not one thing, it's another thing, right? You know? Oh, by the way, let's actually see if we can put the card over in this. Okay, well, probably the connection will probably go off. I will be quick and put the micro. Sure, now, yeah, we already have taken test in regards to the other ones, haven't we? Do we need? No, I think it's pretty good. Okay, let's put go. So we have the MSDP 1907 gigabyte. Did I actually write 118 something? I don't know. Anyway, well, EFFFFA8E. Interesting name, you know. Okay. Anyway, so we go over here And we'll take all. Maybe not. Okay, let's try again. Remind me later. That where's the browser removable? Okay. Do I need to kind of fix a folder for it? Yeah, apparently. Okay. Weird. Okay, test. Okay. Why is it doing this? Why is it not just like why is it not showing that, clearly we have the card right here, or we can access it. See here if we can also like have like properties. Great link properties. I don't know. There's some properties in regards to the files. Uh-huh. I don't know why it wouldn't be able, usually it just shows up in regards to testing, in regards to the micro SD card. The other computer we're pretty much failing in regards to the other computer, Isn't that just typical, You're trying to do things and it just stops responding and this and that. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. Okay, so what is this? This is the MSP. Why is it called 1863? Why is it called 1907 on hasn't it changed the name or something like that? So it might have changed the name on the computer, but it hasn't changed the name on the mobile. Is that what is going on? It's like the typical rubbish of digital nonsense, right? So it still has the old name on the mobile phone and not taking the name that I have replaced it with. I think the yeah, I don't know. Just weird. I wonder how I did see the extra space size, 608.1 gigabyte. Oh yeah, so is this the that's a good question if that's actually the wasted space that is right there, or if it's just because it's calculating from in regards to another. Maybe I need to do it like this. Select and can't remember how I did it in the past. Maybe I did it actually like this, and then there was a way to see how much wasted space you actually had. I think it might be this other number. So you see how much is right there, but you see what is wasted right there. I think that's how it was. But anyway, okay, that was the heated thing in regards of the heat test I made. Okay. Uh-oh. That's typical. I just okay. That was wrong. Not responding. Well then, close it down. Um, close program. I have no idea why it would fail in regards to now testing the 1 terabyte card. So you gotta be kidding me. It's one issue after another after another. I think this is the 607 gigabyte that is actually on it, and this is how much space it's actually using. So you have, how many? 7 minus. It's, what is that? 45 gigabyte wasted. I guess that fits pretty good. Around that. So if I actually take the 1 terabyte card, which have the same amount of files and all that, you would probably see a lower result. But yeah, the other memory card have some issues at the moment. Clearly, on both in regards to connecting to my. It's just like we have multiple issues here. I'm sick and tired of issues. But it is what it is. Trying to do something and it takes you away because it doesn't work, and it's like, why is it not working? Like if technology is like that, if computing is like that, why would I even want to use technology if I just waste my time with this rubbish? Anyway, let's see here. We have, and it gives me some more warnings on this and that as usual. Let's close this one down. It's pretty much the same as the other one in regards to the heat test. It did pretty good in regards to the heat test. Oh, wait a minute. What did I close down? Well, I guess wait a minute. Did I actually make more? 64. Oh, that's the 4. Okay, yeah. That's the same thing. We pretty much get the same results, even if we run 4 or 64 times the same test. So it does very, very, very good in regards of the heat test in regards to this. So I'll just keep this one, okay? So what we have here is in regards of that other one. This is also, I could put my finger on it while it's testing to have some heat dispersion away from it. This one, I can delete this one as well, okay? Let's see. Okay, this is what MSDP1863. So how much difference do we have in regards to these? See here, it's like we don't. I have four tests. I think. Oh, this is okay. This is the heat thing in regards to 64 test. We'll move that over here. Okay, and anyway, so let's see here. Let's copy that. Try this one. I don't get it. Where's the browse removable SD card? But it doesn't want to see it as a device to test, like usually. Anyway, let's just try to start and see what happens. Now that seems to be the internal. No, we'll see. No, it seems to be the internal storage that is being card MNT pass through. This is just the external, internal. Can't even say the right things these days, If I make mistakes, I'm sorry, and my brain apparently is not, if I'm saying something wrong, please excuse me. My brain is not working clearly as good as it, and it's working pretty badly, sadly. And I'm only getting older and all that, so sorry for that if I'm saying something wrong. Hopefully you can pick up on the context of it. Now this is an internal, so I'm not sure why it would. It was like I have the micro SD card in it and it can't even find it. I don't know why it would usually find it. Maybe I need to get another application to use as a testing device. Like, give me a break. You can't even see the. Can't even find my micro SD card. I don't know. Anyway, that's much more. Is it actually maybe in regards to the micro SD card actually using both things in regards to things? Because now it seems to be getting a better result in regards to the write and the read speed. I don't know what is going on. Like, it shouldn't be fixed as it should be fixed for itself in regards to the card. It shouldn't be fixed with the. But it does seem to somewhat be connected. So here we can see like 1,219 gigabyte out of 1,907 gigabyte. Okay. Just don't know why it would connect it. Like, it seems like it's kind of using both in regard. Where's the setting for it? It's like, give me a break. Anyway, let's see if we can find another application. It's like, it's credible. Micro SD test. It's like one issue after another, right? Maybe if I push here maybe I can find an application that did use another application in the past, but I don't recall what that name was in regards of it. I've used the other one since then, pretty much. But of course, if I can't test it, it's kind of more. Nope. I guess we can try this. Try that. Oh, benchmark. Oh, well, actually, wait a minute. Actually, we've tried that before. Yeah, okay. What's another application? I just can't remember what it was called. Yeah, well, I don't know. Why wouldn't it just work with this one? Doesn't make any sense. Maybe if I format it on Windows, it might be better. I don't know, but maybe I need to restart and all that. Anyway, let's get back to the other one here on the computer. What did I see here? We had the 64. That was the burn-in. We have 60. We have the 4. Okay, so we have 3, and we might have more than 3. Let's see if this one. Oh, this is the burn-in. Okay, we can put this over here. This is 4, this is 4, and this is 4. Okay, great. So what do we get? Pretty much there, and there. Okay, in regards to testing. And it looks like it's pretty near the same, pretty much. Should we take the best one, pretty much? Yeah, we'll have a little slowdown there. Okay. Don't save that. I'll see these two. Just take the best results of the two, I think. And around here, yeah, okay. So we'll take that one. Okay. There we go. So we have one of those in regards to it. And we have the big test here. So we have four now. So I think we have the 64. That was the heat thing here. We'll put that over there. And this one is in regards of 254 in regards to that. And that's 64 times. Yeah, but we tried the 64 and 253, and there's no difference at all. It gives the same thing. So that was pretty nice to see. Okay, so now we have 3 windows. Great. Good. And we could make a test in regards to the other one, but nope. We have apparently the micro SD card apparently is crashing the computer. Isn't it just wonderful when things just not work, because it's the typical thing? Can't even see the micro. The micro SD card is clearly in the mobile. I can see it right here. I have access to it, and yet the application, the benchmark app, just don't want to see it. It just sucks. The one that I usually would use, or at least have used the last couple of. I had another application that I was kind of satisfied with in regards to testing, but I just can't remember the name of it. And I know, I remember it was not that easy to find, but let's see here. Only while deep scan. Okay. Nope, I don't see it. Still missing my SD card. You wish to test this didn't it? Well, it is. Yeah, well, I guess I need to, restart the mobile or something like that. But then, of course, we're losing the stream. I have the cross thing. Just weird. I clearly have some issues in regards of things. This is a typical rubbish of man. You know, clearly can see the card right here, right? So it's absolutely rubbish. Yeah, it's the typical thing. I couldn't see the 1 TB card when I put it in this phone. Again, one issue after another, and it's besides all the slowness, you could just get further into issues. Okay, this was the heat test for 64 for the other USB. Okay, let's show it on camera. So here we go in regards of this is the so-called 2 TB. And you see over here you have the standard 4 times, and you have the result right there, and it lowers down to around 100, and well, you have the read and write. Then you have the 64 in regards to the heating things, and you can see the heat trashes it pretty. If I took 256, it would be a heavy thing on it, whereas you see the where you are running from the USB A, it keeps consistent. 256 keeps consistent all the way through. Around 87 megabyte and 93 megabyte. Write and read. So this one, if you want to move a lot of files, this seems to be this one goes down to, the last one is 29 megabyte. It's like this one would pretty much, work. And I tested this for we tested this for a long time, and it would just continue to do this. Whereas this one goes very quickly down. Can't remember how quick it was, but it goes down, for sure. And then it just gets terrible, absolute terrible. So anyway, so we have issues on the mobile, we have issues on the laptop, computer, and it seems like my computer maybe have totally stalled. Isn't that just wonderful? Yeah, we have totally. Okay, maybe can I save these files? Save as, export image. Well, I guess we can export image. Let's see, document. Let's see here. 01. Zero 02. And because I think we need to restart the thing, because that's just how it is, right? When you have these wonderful computers, they always crash, right? Let's see here, cancel, save, export, 03. Always have issues. Save, great. Okay, I guess we're just going to restart the computer, because put in a micro SD card and you crash the whole thing, right? Yep. Let's see if we can push it. Locking off. Yep. Need to restart it. I'm so sick and tired of technology. Nothing works these days. Nothing works. Everything crashes. Everything issues. One issue after another. After another. After another. After another. Instead of actually being productive, you get into these silly issues Like, why in the world would I not be able to test the micro SD card on the phone, right? Why is it having? Why did my computer crash? You know, like it's just one thing after another, one silly bullshit thing after another that shouldn't be there, right? Can't see the card. Well, I can see it in regards to the total commander, but I can't see it in. And clearly that's well, I guess I need to restart. Well, I guess I'll be right back.